There are three major things that people get wrong about Windsor. So if you're thinking about moving to this area and somebody said these things to you, you need to know they're BS, okay? Number one, isn't Windsor kind of dumpy? I hear that all the time from people in like London and Toronto and Mississauga, Kitchener, anywhere around the GTA. Listen, it's time to stop living in the past. Back in like 2008, there was that big global recession, if you remember.
The auto industry is crashing. GM sales fell 45% in October. It's bleeding $2 billion in cash a month and can't borrow. The world's biggest automaker is on the brink of bankruptcy.
Windsor is an automotive town, okay? GM was here and they employed thousands of people. And they just closed up shop and went home. So there were thousands of jobs lost, and for a while, Windsor had the highest unemployment rate in all of Canada. That was 15 years ago now, and that's the last time anyone bothered to Google Windsor. If you Google Windsor now, you find things like this. Windsor is economically booming. The electric vehicle battery plant, Chrysler's making electric cars here, the Amazon warehouse, the mega hospital they're going to be building, the new international bridge they're building. Windsor is a hub of commercial activity right now. Even before those projects got underway, like Windsor has been a beautiful place to live with gorgeous lakefront communities, less traffic than the GTA, quiet tree-lined streets, and honestly, down-to-earth kind people. Doesn't Windsor have a high crime rate? I've heard this a lot. I've actually even have people ask me, like, Detroit's right there. Is there, spillover? Spillover? There's an international border there with guards, with drug-sniffing dogs and guns and all this stuff. It's not that easy to spill over. Like, do you really think some, gangster on 8 Mile is going to have the wherewithal and the ingenuity and the industrious spirit to get himself a passport and to keep his criminal record clean and then try and smuggle stuff over our border and come infect the Windsor streets? It's not that easy. I mean, I'm sure any international border across Canada or anywhere else has, Breaking Bad-esque people trying to get drugs into a different country. I'm sure that happens in some way or another. But in terms of affecting Windsor all that much, I don't really think it does a whole lot. In fact, if you Google right now, gangs in London, Ontario, there's a whole Wikipedia article about it. It's so prominent, it's on Wikipedia. Same thing with Hamilton. If you Google gangs in Windsor, nothing. Nothing in terms of Wikipedia. You do get news articles that describe gangs in London trying to come to Windsor. So if there's spillover, it's not from Detroit, it's from London and Toronto. And why do they want to come down to Windsor? Because it's fresh territory, I guess. I mean, there's no big gangs here. You know what I mean? Like, you got biker gangs up there in London and Toronto and all that. You don't really have that here. And in terms of just crime in general, one of our communities here, LaSalle, Ontario, is consistently ranked amongst the safest cities, not just Ontario, all of Canada. Okay? In fact, it was recently ranked the #1 safest place. Tecumseh, Lakeshore, these areas are often on that list as well, and even Windsor, for being a medium-sized city, is pretty high up on that list. Number 3, so I had a guy from Mississauga call me the other day, and he goes, so what's there to do in Windsor? And so I asked him, I was like, well, what do you do in Mississauga? And he went, I don't know, nothing really. I go to the movies sometimes. I go to Toronto. Listen, all right, first of all, most medium-sized cities in Canada have the same things. They have movie theaters and bowling alleys and trendy stuff like axe throwing and escape rooms. We have all that, but we have something else too that other places don't have, and that is lakes. Fishing is really big here. In fact, Lake St. Clair right here is one of the... People come down here from other areas to fish, especially during the muskie run. You get these giant fish. I'm not a big fisherman, but you see these guys pull these things out of the water. You're like, holy crap, that's a huge fish. St. Clair is connected to Lake Erie, so I think you get like a big diverse group of fish, but it's on calmer waters, so it's a bit easier. Other people are into kayaking. There's even a Windsor Kayakers Facebook group where people meet up on different beaches and stuff, and little islands all around the area. There's stand-up paddleboarding. Some people are into sailing. That's for the rich ones, but there's lots of stuff you can do in a community that's surrounded by lakes. Good luck doing that in Guelph or Mississauga or anywhere else up there by the GTA. That's 3 things that people get wrong about Windsor. If you're looking to move to this area and you need some help figuring some things out, my name's Ryan. I'm a real estate appraiser and real estate agent. I sell people homes in the Windsor area, and I help people sell their home. Feel free to give me a call. That's my phone number there on the screen. I get calls all the time. You can be one of them as well. Go binge watch some more videos on this channel.